Previously on Living in the 70s, we've both come up with a perfect boat with which to showcase the all-new Yamaha F70 4-stroke. Unfortunately, we couldn't actually agree on what that should be, so we now have two boats. Andrew with his Bass Whackers tournament-style tinny,
and Nick in his Dad's Army Vomit Green Cat. And that's where today's story begins.
Yes, time once again for Living in the 70s, and the day has arrived to remove my old engines. This is Anthony Wolf from Coastal Marine. Wolf, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nick.
Mate, today, as I've mentioned, we are going to start doing some of the hard yards on the beautiful Dominator. First of all, what are your thoughts having seen the boat?
I think you've done rather well, mate. Absolutely sensational. I reckon might trump what Andrew's got on the go, but let's see. We'll all be revealed.
No doubt about that, mate. How difficult is this going to be, ripping off the old two-strokes and thus replacing them? Is it a big job?
Not a big job. Yamaha to Yamaha, like all the bolt holes and everything are going to line up the same. So get the new F70 4-strokes on there. We'll rip into it today. We'll get these engines off. I'm sure you'll probably take a bit of stuff out of it as well.
There's a few old bits and pieces there that I'd like to get rid of, so we might
We'll get into it. Get the boys. We'll get into it and go.
Righto. Righto, so as work continues back at the business end, Wolfie, there is a few other bits and pieces, obviously, in your 16-year-old boat that when you're going to this kind of length that you'd probably want to renew.
Yes, there's a few things in here that probably we may be able to modernise.
That's my radio.
Okay.
All right, Anthony, there she goes. There is the final lift of the old two-stroke, 70 gone.
And off she goes.
Look at that.
Yeah, well, that'll be nice. Good thing with repowering, particularly with Yamaha, same bolt holes, we can fit the new engines up, we can use the same controls that we've got on there, so get the new engines, we'll turn it around pretty quick and get you out in the water.
Now, mate, the question, I guess, is what do you think this repower will do for the performance of the boat?
It's going to be very interesting to see. The new 70 is very strong in its torque.
Yep.
I anticipate it's going to pick up in your top-end speed than what you've had. Fuel economy is going to be the thing that you'll really notice. It's going to cut the fuel bill in half. Of course, no smoke and fumes from the two-stroke, but I think performance-wise, you'll find it'll be very, very strong.
The other thing, and they say you shouldn't put weight on the back of cats, particularly little cats, and these new 70s are very light.
Very light, only 10 kilos heavier than the two-stroke, which is amazing for four-stroke technology. Yeah. It's going to sit beautifully on this boat, really perform well.
It is a very, very good boat. It's time now to see what Andrew Hart is up to. Goodness knows what that will be.
Yes, we're at two very different stages because while Nick is tearing the guts out of his cat in an effort to make it a better boat, I'm actually on my way to Lincraft Boats to look for the first time at my finished tournament-style bass boat. It has now taken the shape of a boat. It has been built. Yes, it's exciting because there it is, my tournament-style boat, and it's actually now, Greg, in the shape of a boat, mate. It's just about finished. Talk us through it.
It's nearly finished, mate. We've only got handrails to go, and the windscreen, of course. It's got ready to fit out, 75-litre fuel tanks in under the floor.
Big fuel tank, that should get us out of the water for a long time.
With the 74-stroke, it certainly will.
Basically, all we've got to do now is paint it
and fit the trailer underneath of it.
And away we go. We're very, very close to finishing this and having it in the water. Let's have a look inside. All right, you might remember at the beginning of this process, I was given a drawing of a boat and asked to sketch in the features that I want. Well, they're all here. It's very exciting. We've got a rod locker that runs right up the front of the boat here that can easily take a 9-foot fly rod, no worries at all. Live bait tank. We've got storage under the back here. This little console, we've got a tackle box. There's also going to be some rod holders here. It's obviously where you drive it from. The other good thing, the other exciting thing for me today is to look at all these new goodies, all from BLA. Basically, BLA have everything you need for a boat, from steering, seats, rod holders, control switches, pumps, everything. We're fitting it all out. Even little touches like these are little cleats, but instead of just sitting there like that for your line to get caught around, they're pop-up cleats, so when they're not in use, they're going to be flush. When this boat's finished, there's not going to be any junk around for your line to get caught on. This is a serious, hardcore fishing boat. Up here, we've got room for our Evercool. We've got a locker here for our battery, for our big Minn Kota electric motor. This is going to be the greatest little fishing boat of all time.